Hey everybody. This video is specifically for anyone who's interested or perhaps someone who's has to deal with having one installed. This is a video on the port. So a port is something that gets placed under the skin. Um, I don't know what else it's used for, but I know specifically for chemotherapy. I think there's other ones when they're going to have to be accessing. It just makes it easier, uh, less dangers and such. I guess when you're going to have infusions. So it's linked in and it gives access so they, whenever they have to administer any kind of chemotherapy or medicine, I guess when it's going to be done frequently, it's better than having to always find your vein and have an IV put in. And again, it is actually a very minor surgery. Um, I know, I ended up delaying my chemo about 3, 4 weeks than what my oncologist wanted me to start immediately. I needed time to absorb it. Um, and I'll do a quick aside, like really with everything I'm learning in this odyssey, which is, you know, um, 2 months in, um, 5 or 6 weeks when I found out specifically what type of cancer I had. And again, it's because it's such an aggressive cancer that I went ahead and decided to do the chemotherapy, as well as doing a number of things, and I'll detail a lot more on that. But yeah, was told the port surgery really is like 15, 20 minutes, and it indeed was. I spent more time waiting for the surgery. You know, 3, 4 hours we waited. We had to be there at like 6:30 in the morning. Now I had done that concurrently with also a uh, biopsy, as I may have mentioned. So I have actually two cancers that I know of right now. I have this tumor on the left side, which is the Hodgkin's lymphoma. There's some cells around my heart which have not been biopsied, but it's more than likely that they're also the part of the Hodgkin's lymphoma. But I also have a tumor on my thyroid, which they did that at the same time as they did the port placement. Um, and I was told, yeah, it's really a minor surgery. I was awake during it. They had given me some sedatives, partial, which was a low dose of fentanyl, and they got it right, so I survived. Apparently, that's a big danger because fentanyl is so powerful. You're kind of out of it. But the surgery was very uneventful. Very uneventful. It really was after the surgery. The nurse was like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be no pain." The 2 or 3 hours after the anesthetic wore off, it hurt pretty good. I slept. I got home and I thought I would feel fine. Again, part of what I'm doing is always trying to stay active and get 12,000 steps. I think that was a day. Um, you know, I just got home at about 1, 2 o'clock. And that was after getting up and getting to the hospital pretty early. I think we had a 7:30. So even though the surgery itself was 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, um, it didn't get out till 2 o'clock. Yeah, spent a lot of time waiting, and I think that just goes with how they're scheduling, how long the earlier stuff takes. Okay, so one of the pieces of advice I've gotten is that you want to consider left or right side. Actually, it doesn't really. It feels really weird. So you can probably see the bulge, and the port itself. I don't know exactly how it works. It's this square and circular object. It's under the skin. It feels really weird, and there's a line, and it goes up here, and I think that's where it goes into a major artery or vein. You can feel it under your skin. It's weird. Um, yeah. So again, everyone take it easy. You gotta see me with my shirt off, so don't fall in love. Um, so I did get advice. Again, this will go, right now, and I can't remember the way the doctors described it, because they do a thing between sessions and cycles and treatments. Uh, I have 12 sessions for this round of chemo. And the potential is that if I have to do multiple rounds of chemo, this is going to stay in. So I'll probably have this for a while, and you know, not even going to get that cool a scar. It looks like it's shrinking pretty good already. Um, yeah, it doesn't really hurt. I try to be gentle with it. Um, but I did get advice from a friend who was also going through chemo. He had this installed last year, and he goes, "Yeah, if you can put it on the left side, you know," and it really is when you're driving for the seatbelt. Now, my doctor did the surgery, Dr. Kin. He goes, "Okay, which side do you want it on?" He goes, I was going, I heard the right side. Yeah, it's my right side. Still the dumbest smart guy you know. Can't remember my left from my right. And again, that was what was suggested. The doctor was like, "Oh, the big one is hunting." Now I'm left-handed anyway. I also don't hunt, but I do shoot. So again, like I said, my friend had it installed on the right, on the left, and then the seatbelt, he said, irritates him a little bit. So my doctor said it was better to get it on the right. It was easier to get into the vein or artery. I can't remember which. It's actually thing, and I was good with that anyway, and that works better because I'm left-handed. Now, I did get advice. Again, a couple of people, but especially Tabitha Shaver was the first on the seatbelt. One of the things you can get is what's called a port pillow or a seatbelt. Man, I can't remember it, but I'll probably put a link for this on Amazon. Really nice and soft. Feels really comfortable. So you can put that on the seatbelts so that it might aggravate that less, especially, I guess, after treatments. One of the things you do on the port is they give you this numbing cream that you have to put about an hour to 30 minutes before your chemo session, and you cover that with saran wrap. I think that's all I really had. It's actually longer than I was anticipating, but I hope that gives people some, anyone who has to get a port, or if anyone was curious about it. Like I said, surgery was pretty thing. It did actually, did that day or two after. But now it seems to be healed up. It just feels weird. You can kind of see how it bulges out over. Anyway, have a great day.